It's good to see you today. We're going to be looking at when David spares Saul's life from 1 Samuel. Our hymn is called God is My Strong Salvation.
God is my strong salvation, what foe have I to fear? In darkness and temptation, my light, my help is near. Though hosts encamp around me, firm to the fight I stand. What terror can confound me with God at my right hand? A song the Lord reliance, my soul with courage wave. His roof behind affiance, with faith and desolate. His might thy heart shall strengthen, His love thy joy increase. Mercy thy days shall lengthen, the Lord will give thee peace.
Okay. Think about God as my strong salvation. We're looking in 1 Samuel chapter 24. And so Saul had been dealing with Philistines, and he gets word that David is in the wilderness, and so Saul goes after him once again. So he takes 3,000 men from all Israel and went to seek David in this certain place, and there was a cave there. And so Saul goes in to attend to his needs, as it says, and he doesn't realize the cave that he went in to do that, David and his men were staying in the recesses of the cave. They're on the hideout, probably trying to rest. Then the men of David said to him, "This is the day of which the Lord said to you, Behold, I will deliver your enemy into your hand, that you may do to him as it seems good to you." And David arose and secretly cut off a corner of Saul's robe. Now it happened afterward that David's heart troubled him, because he had cut Saul's robe, and he said to his men, "The Lord forbid that I should do this thing to my master, the Lord's anointed, to stretch out my hand against him, seeing he is the anointed of the Lord." So David restrained his servants with these words and did not allow them to rise against Saul. And Saul got up from the cave and went on his way. And then David's going to call out to him. You know, the men say, the Lord has delivered him into your hand. Kill him. And David doesn't do it. Now, David does say, when he's talking to Saul, the Lord has delivered you into my hand. But he specifically says, it's like the Lord, to paraphrase it, the Lord is going to deal with you. That is not my place. It's what the New Testament says. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. And so, I think what this is, you know, the Lord always has. The Lord always has had a unique way of testing people. If you don't want Adam and Eve to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, why would you put it in the garden to begin with? It's a test. Abraham, it's a test. Offer your son Isaac. It's a test. And so the Lord allows these things to happen, and they are a form of a test. Why deliver Saul into the hands of David? It's a test. He's in your hand. Now what will you do with him? And so we each have our own tests. And the Lord wants to know how we will respond. And David does the right thing here. We'll speak tomorrow or the next day about another time where he doesn't do the right thing. And thankfully someone stops him. Talking about Nabal and Abigail. But here he is, and so he says no. And he has to restrain his servants, it says. You could probably guess who some of those servants were. I mentioned him yesterday. It might have been Joab. But I wonder what his men thought about all this. Like here they are running from the king, and the king wants to kill David. And I wonder what all the men thought when David when David just cuts off the hem of his garment and doesn't slay him. And it's like, here David is, he's going to be the next king. Saul talks about such things. We'll read it here in just a minute. I just wonder what his men thought. I wonder if his men thought, this is the most foolish thing that we could do. He's in our hands. Smite him. I wonder if the men thought, this is foolish. This is dangerous. This guy is coming after us, wanting to kill all of us because we're with you. You're putting our lives in danger by doing this. I wonder if his men thought this is just as naive as it can be. It's like don't be so naive. It's like, oh, you think this guy is all of a sudden going to be, you think this is going to all of a sudden be roses and rainbows? Don't be naive. What sort of, are trying to look at this through rose-tinted glasses? Like, kill him. I just have a feeling a lot of those men probably thought that. I have a feeling Joab probably thought that, because that's kind of what Joab's known for. And so that takes a good bit of courage for David to restrain his servants, say no, to not give in to their demands. So then Saul comes out of the cave, and David shouts after him, "My lord the king." And David says, "I could have done this, and I didn't. People urged me to kill you," verse 10, "but I spared you. And see, the proof is in my hand." In verse 11, "Why are you, here I am." It's like, I'm not trying to kill you. I haven't done anything evil to you. I'm not rebelling against you. I haven't sinned against you, yet you keep hunting my life to take it. The Lord judge between you and me. Verse 13, as the proverb says, wickedness proceeds from the wicked, but my hand shall not be against you. I want you to see what Saul says. Saul says, is this your voice, my son David? Saul lifted up his voice and wept, and he says to David, "You are more righteous than I, for you have rewarded me with good, whereas I have rewarded you with evil, and you have shown this day how you have dealt well with me, for when the Lord delivered me into your hand, you did not kill me. For if a man finds his enemy, will he let him get away safely? Not usually. Saul would not have. Therefore may the Lord reward you with good for what you have done this day. And now I know indeed that you shall surely be king, and that the kingdom of Israel shall be established in your hand." Saul is talking sense for the first time in a long time. But he says one more thing. "Therefore swear now to me by the Lord that you will not cut off my descendants after me, and that you will not destroy my name from my father's house." And so David swore to Saul, and Saul went home, but David and his men went up to the stronghold. And so Saul asks David to swear that he would remember his family after he's gone. And David swore. And that was an easy promise to make. It was an easy promise to make because David had already sworn the same thing to Jonathan. Jonathan had asked him to do the same thing. David had already made that promise. And as horrible as all this is, David is going to keep that promise. And that's going to be with Jonathan's son, Mephibosheth. And so Saul says, "Please remember my family." And David says, "I will do it. I will remember your family. As the Lord is my witness, I will remember your family." David swore to Saul. I wonder what everybody thought about all of this, all those who could hear this exchange. David, the man after God's own heart. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.